First thing I would like to do is, I know I talked about it, but I wanted to show everybody, sorry my voice is going. I wanted to show everybody the second place trophy that the drumline performer received. Their first ever Lincoln Drumline Invitational at Lincoln High School in Tacoma. They took second. I do not feel bad about losing first place to Garfield High School. I don't, at all. But it's really nice because the parent reaction and the student reaction was first like this: where's Ording? And I never knew they had a drum line. Then quickly after we were playing, they're like, oh dang, Ording. And actually, a lot of the parents said, like, coming out of nowhere and having no idea what our program was, they thought it was just fantastic. Our kids are great to be around, both as performers and as just individuals, and they represented themselves well. So I did want to make sure that drumline got noticed. So give them a round of applause for that. So our first award is the John Philip Sousa Award. And it's not for the best mustache in band. Sorry, Tyler. It's for outstanding achievement in concert band. A lot of things go into this. Commitment to the program, grades, practice logs, just kind of overall who's really digging into concert band achievement. And this year's award goes to Blake Cheshire. And I cannot see at all if he's coming up here. He might be in the band room because there's not enough seats. Good job, Blake Cheshire. All right. Next up, we have, this is a new award that we added this year because we've never had a percussion ensemble class before. So we created an Ording High School Cardinal Band Outstanding Percussionist Award for outstanding achievement and the continued pursuit of excellence in percussion. This year's award goes to Jacob Daniels. Thanks. Next up is the Ording High School Jazz Fiasco and the Sweet Nothings Louis Armstrong Award. And the Louis Armstrong Award goes to excellence in jazz education, both from an improv standpoint, from a musicianship standpoint, and just kind of how the individual lifts everyone up around them and makes everyone a better player because you're playing next to this person. And this year's award goes to Josh Mashoff. All right. The next award. This next award is really special because it was really cool that this band was able to create. We have an award called the OHS Cardinal Band Deb Stallman Community Award. And Deb Stallman is the director that was here before I started. And one of the things that I noticed when I walked into Ording High School and middle school was the kids who were in band loved being in band because of the community and because of the relationships that they fostered in that setting. Some of them were three-season athletes, some of them were ASB officers, some of them were cheerleaders, some of them had nothing else to do other than band, some of them were in sports outside of school, some of them were in other various clubs and activities, or in the community through their church or other organizations. But it was this melting pot where the three-season athlete would probably never hang out with the person who was president of Strategy Game Club, and yet they find themselves working together and having friends and being friends and taking care of one another in our community. So the Deb Stallman Award goes to someone who embodies that idea of citizenship and lives it out in their time here in the band. And it is my pleasure to give the Deb Stallman Award to Michael Riley. Next up, we have the OHS Cardinal Band Legacy Award. Back when I was the director of Ording Middle School and Ording High School, which this is my first year that I'm not doing that, and that's awesome because we have too many kids in the program bands-wide, so we hired another full-time director, Mr. Smith, who's killing it down at the middle school. It's so good to have him on board. No, he's just it's an expression talent. But when I was the director of both schools, it was easy to look at my high schoolers and say, would you pretty please come down and mentor middle schoolers? And they were like doing me a favor, and they didn't have a problem with that. But they don't know Mr. Smith as well, and so when I asked them, would you please go down to the middle school on practice club days and mentor the next musicians coming up who are going to be a part of our program? It sometimes gets a little harder. There's been a little bit of a disconnect, and we want to work on that. But the Legacy Award goes to the individual who has given up countless hours of their sacrificing their own time and their desires for the betterment of the future of this program. This year, the Legacy Award goes to Isaac Fausto. Final two awards is we have a male and a female, and it's the Outstanding Freshman Award. And a group of individuals get together, mostly band cabinet meetings, depending on who's there, because we have to be secretive about it. And we kind of talk about, who's coming in. Maybe, it doesn't have to be the best musician. It doesn't have to be someone whose a band is the only thing they do. It just has to be a freshman who has their practice logs are getting in, they're turning in their theory, they're generally helpful, they're part of the program. There's someone that the band cabinet looks at and says, that could be a future leader. And it's certain someone, maybe even in some cases have stepped up and become a leader already as a freshman. This year, I'm going to announce two names, so don't go crazy until after both. The Outstanding Freshman Award for Ording High School Cardinal Band goes to Madeline Allman and Evan Barger. And finally, I know you guys can sit there and there hasn't been as much music going on, but it is the end of the year. We do want to celebrate some things. And I've been told that I need to give some time to this class of seniors. So I'm going to ask our graduating class of band seniors to come up, and I will get out of the way, and you can have the mic. And, yeah.
Madeline, all that practicing paid off. Yeah, right. Wow. That was fun. I was just making sure Madeline's name was on it.
Okay, so we've all been in band for like various amounts of time, from 7 years to 3 months. And but I don't think there's a single one of us that Ruff doesn't like mean something to, like a huge amount. Like me personally, he's been in my life since 8th grade. I think it was first year, and it's just been like, man, I did not want a new director to come in. I was like, nope, I'm not gonna like him, and then I liked him. And then he just kind of grew on us and blew the program up. And he tells this story. One time he went to Hawaii, and it was with the Whitworth concert band, and they were playing concerts over there. But when they got there, the people that were housing them, their church had spent 8 months like making paper necklaces by hand. And last year, Ruff felt as if he hadn't lived up to the expectation he'd set for himself, like for us. And we all disagreed, because he's good. Right. But so he took one of those paper necklaces, the one he got, and he broke it and gave each one of us a piece of it. And so we would like to give you this.
Shoes off now.
Inside of the necklace, different colors. Each of these kids wrote a note to him, and then the back
All the
of
notes
the
in it
box
are handwritten
is the notes
things
they
from
wrote
all
to
of
him.
us.
Thank you, guys. This is very, very, very cool. Trying to together. This, yeah, I mean, obviously every year that I'm here, the group of seniors that I'm graduating out, I've had a little bit longer. And being here full time, I know that that's going to actually go from 6 or 7 years of having them to, actually I've only been here 5 years, so I'm not very good at math. That's why I teach music. But it's going to go back to not having them as long. This will be in my office, and you will be fondly remembered, and I wish you guys the best in your future endeavors. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you wouldn't mind stacking a chair if you're on the floor level, that would be great. And band members, stick around. We got to get cleaned up. Drive safe. Thank you so much for coming, guys.